it's on the minds of many Nigerians.
Yeah, but I will start from the issue, the substance, because I come to trying
Okay.
to make a comparison with Nigeria,
Okay.
so that we don't lose sight of what
Yes.
President Biden is saying to the Americans. First of all, I want to say that this press briefing, it is his first since assuming office, first televised press briefing by the president nationwide.
Not up to
Yes,
100 days in
yes.
office.
One would have was expecting that would be when he will be marking his 100 days in office. But by today, we should be talking of 64 days. First of all, I want to begin by saying that it's also to build confidence and create and let the Americans know that this president you are talking about is still as healthy as you can think of an American president. You know, when you now try to look at, you play back onto the issue of how he fell down thrice while climbing the staircase of his presidential jet, Air Force One. You know, that sent shockwaves across not only the United States but across the world as to the health status of the American president, perceived to be the number one president in the world. So the kind of president, you could see how strong looking, how agile would look. He was speaking with command, with authority. Now, when he tried to look at the issues of vaccination, he said, look, the issue of vaccination was not handled with the attention it deserved during the Trump administration. But since he came up, he has given it a top priority. And he is saying that within his first 100 days in office, he will ensure that at least 200 million Americans are vaccinated against the coronavirus pandemic, the disease. So what we are seeing here is a determined president who is still trying to tell the Americans that he's still on track. Whatever happened on the day he fell on the staircase climbing the presidential jet has nothing to do with his focus. He still remains alert to his responsibility as a president of the United States. And he talked on the issue of migration at the Mexico-U.S. border. What he tried to explain is that, look, in as much as people might think that, oh, because I said the position we took when they were campaigning, he said they were opposed to the policy adopted by the Trump administration in building a wall.
Yes.
And say stop further migration from Mexico and most other countries. He said no, the United States will continue to remain liberal when it comes to the issue of migration, and that it is those who are in need, who are seeking opportunities, that America as a country has opens its hands to receive people who are in need. And some of them say they are seeking asylum based on economic considerations, based on political considerations, and what are you. Some actually for jobs. So what he is saying that the mere fact that he has said so does not mean that the border will just be open without other usual restrictions. Because when you come in, if you are migrating, there are certain restrictions. I said, look, I can look at people who are underage, people of little age, like talk about a child of 9 years old, like you said, children even 2 years, 3 years, some on the back of their mothers. He said, no, the American government will treat such people with utmost care, with utmost respect, to accept this one. But there are some categories of people that have to meet immigration requirements before they can be allowed into the United States. So people do not think that he's a good guy. Nah, people just flock into the United States without reference to meeting requirements of immigration. That's what he said there. And then the another topical issue he tried to talk about is the issue of withdrawal of American troops from Afghanistan. And from the period of the Trump administration, there has been this perception, this thinking that American troops have to leave Afghanistan. And there are others who have viewed that for the American troops to leave Afghanistan, there will be still a lot of problems within the Mid East region, and so it's been up and down. He is now coming to tell us that the May deadline, which was given, it's no longer feasible. That's it. Coming to the question raised by our last caller as to what does it tell for governance in Nigeria. Yes, they say Nigeria they say we are learning. But here is an American president whom people thought that is not so well. He's coming out frequently to talk to his people. I think that is what he was getting to. He wants President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria to be seen talking to Nigerians the way Joe Biden came out this evening to talk to the Americans. I think that is what he is essentially saying, that we need to see our president do more of the talking, not when we wait for the presidency to be issuing statements and speaking on behalf of the president. Nigerians want to listen. They want to see their president talk to them. Because from talking to them, from even emotions, you can see the sincerity of purpose. You can see the determination of a leader. These are the kind of things people want to see from a Nigerian president.
Okay. And I think one final lesson we can learn there is that a question a reporter asked him, you said you run on two things. You said unity of the legislative arm of government and the unity of American people. Are you succeeding in doing that? And he said, I have not succeeded in uniting the legislative arm, but I am succeeding in uniting the people of America. I think that is one key area people in authority in Nigeria should try to do so much to unite us rather than divide us. Quickly to our last story there on the foreign scene too. The Japanese owner of the giant cargo ship that has been blocking Egypt's Suez Canal since Tuesday has apologized for the disruption to global trade. Shoei Kisen Keisha said it was trying to resolve the situation as soon as possible, but that dislodging the Ever Given was proving extremely difficult. The 400-meter long, 200,000-ton vessel became wedged across the canal amid high winds and a dust storm. At least 150 ships are now waiting to pass through the vital maritime routes. About 12% of the global trade passes through the Suez Canal, a sea link between Asia and Europe. Alternative routes around the Cape of Good Hope on the southern tip of Africa can take 2 weeks long. Global crude oil prices were up more than 6% on Wednesday after traffic through the canal was suspended, though they fell slightly this Thursday. Industry sources say even if the Ever Given was refloated quickly, its owners and insurers faced claims totaling millions of dollars for the delays and extra costs accrued by other companies. The Ever Given's 25-member crew, who are all Indian nationals, are safe and that no oil leaks had been detected. That story there. We see that even with the apology, let's start with the apology that has been given. It has disrupted global trade, and the owner is coming out to apologize for the disruptions. But we also see that there are claims that will be made by companies and others whose businesses have been affected.
Yes, that's where when we talk of where governance exists, we can see governance at its level. The organization concerned, the owner of the ship,
Mhm.
running the business, ever given,
Yes.
has come out to apologize. Oh, look, this is what we have done because demorage will come and will definitely the issue will come up. That's why we are talking of claims now. The international sea route is there. People, the Mediterranean is an open, is a gateway to Asia and Europe, linking also from Africa. And as we speak, say 15 other ships are waiting. But all of this, it has impact on trade, the destination they were bound to arrive at their port at specific given days and time. That will no longer be met. Compensation has to be paid. And so the owner has wisely started by offering apology.
Apology. Yeah.
Yes, giving this apology, all of this will come into play when the claims are being demanded. I think that is where we are. It complies with international rules, international maritime rules that we have to apply.
That's all we have for you in this package. Before we go, a quick recap of our main stories. Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmed Gumi has said that the Fulani herdsmen involved in banditry are ready to negotiate and be incorporated into the society. The Islamic cleric made this disclosure During a virtual meeting hosted by the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolutions, IPCR, has challenged the federal government and the governments of Cross River and Ebonyi states to find a lasting solution to the perennial boundary disputes between neighboring communities of the two states. We also told you that the Japanese owner of the giant cargo ship that has been blocking Egypt's Suez Canal since Tuesday has apologized for the disruption to global trade. Shui, Kisa, and Keisha said it was trying to resolve the situation as soon as possible. I'd like to say a big thank you to our in-house analyst who is ever willing, Utang Okava. Thank you so much for coming on the program today.
Thanking you for giving me the privilege
Okay,
to join you in the newscast.
it's always a pleasure.
Thank you, viewers, for joining us.
Remember that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Clearview TV. You can like us on Facebook at Clearview Television. Follow us on Instagram at Clearview TV _NG, and finally on Twitter at Clearview Online. My name is Nkiru Obuli. Thank you for watching.